Hello, friends. My name is David White, and you're listening to the Mistconceptions podcast.
Hamill is a piece of shit. He's just flossing around like he's trying to clean up the city and he's letting kids go to their death. Oh, what a freaking jagoff. What? I can't even think straight right now. We gotta do something. We need to go find him. We're destroying this piece of garbage.
Previously on Misconceptions, a lot of things happen. While investigating Dr. Piotr Jacobi, seemingly one of the members of the Cabal, a secretive group of people that are orchestrating events in the city. While investigating Dr. Piotr Jacobi, you found an island, and while on the island, you found different animal, beast, man hybrids. A fight broke out in which Rin exhausted a part of himself, and that part being his incapacitator gun, in an effort to kill the mutated and much stronger Jimmy the Butcher. That did not go as planned. Blew up a portion of the island. Did something to Rin, because now Rin doesn't remember the past year of events. The team had to kind of walk Rin through who he was and who they were. And Rin watched some vlogs that he had made in the past and kind of caught himself up. But still, he doesn't seem like his normal, usual self. Also, the crew questioned what was left of Dr. Jacobi, but he was not able to reveal much, except for his chest cavity. And while talking to the 3 rescued Rat Pack members, the crew made a startling discovery. The identity of the Music Man, Pip Hamill, the district attorney of the city, and currently the leading candidate in the mayoral race for the city against current mayor Corallo. We pick up this episode with Rin holding the laptop with Pip Hamill's face on it, the 3 kids staring at the face of their, let's face it, abuser, and the 4 of you all around them.
I'm gonna kill him.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Wasn't this the good guy candidate?
In a sense. It all makes so much sense now. That's why the stupid Wolfman mask was trying to kill him, because he's after the mafia, and gosh, it's just a power play. They're all just using money to take advantage of children. Kids, I want you all to stay here. If any of you tries to leave, the others are responsible for tackling them and keeping them from leaving.
Can we tie them up with cables like Mr. Muhammad did?
If they're gonna go back to the Music Man, yes.
X-Man smiles devilishly and looks at the 2 other kids, like his eyes daring them, like, who's gonna try to run away first?
But only if someone tries to run away.
Okay, yes ma'am.
Does Esther still have, like, any connection with their, like, subconscious or anything like that?
What do you mean?
Well, like, she connected with all of them to make them feel calm and stuff. So I'm wondering if she can, like, send a message to them and, like, through their subconscious, like, don't mess around.
Sure, you can.
So I just kind of give them all, like, a smirk, and we aren't messing around.
Okay. They stand a little straighter as this voice appears in their head.
I know we all had a rough last night. How is everyone feeling?
No more injured than I always do.
I just want to help out the team any way I can.
Okay.
Just go with it.
Okay. I want to make like a quick tea to let everybody drink. I know my juice will depend on how many people actually like get healed, but to help with the statuses.
Sure. So a little healing concoction?
Yeah.
Okay.
So just herbal infliction.
Do you have anything else?
Plant growth?
You could use one of the group tags, lend a helping hand.
Oh, yeah, you totally could. Do you want to burn that?
For this session only? Is that how
It is burned until you use a geek out during the credits.
Oh.
To undo it by asking the question, how has your group grown this session? You can give yourself attention or recover a burnt power tag. We 2 seasons in, nearing the end of season 2, we've never had to do that for a power tag. So
does that mean that it's done since I burned it?
It is done for now. Nobody else can use it.
My action.
Oh, no.
Okay.
No, this is, you only burn these to use them.
Okay.
But it's still a +1.
Okay, so +2. 8. No. 9.
9?
Right? Yeah. Yes.
Okay. So on a 9, you have 2 juice. What do you spend that juice to do?
I think it should go to whoever you have the most help points with.
So the way it works is everybody gets tea.
Right.
But like only 2 will mechanically benefit from it.
I'm gonna say Bill and Esther would mechanically benefit because Ren's stuff is more computery.
Okay.
So my concoctions aren't gonna help him.
Okay.
Okay.
So go ahead and step your statuses down by 1.
This is good tea.
So can we go kill him now?
Why do we need to kill people?
Now's not the time for that conversation. To the SUV.
It's okay. So every time like we do the, it has like your like faces, but this time it's like everybody's faces as normal, but Ren's like still thinking. He has like a face like because she said we don't have time for that, so it's just okay. So to speed the process along, Pip Hamill is having a...
To speed the process along, he smashes Pip Hamill into the front of our car.
into the SUV. No, so he's having an event downtown, and you pull up, and there's all these reporters and people. They're having like some sort of tree planting ceremony downtown, and Pip Hamill's kind of like presiding over it. And they're, different police detail and things like that. And you see Deacon, like, helping and doing stuff, too, and Pip is there. But, yeah, there's this crowd, and he is posing and taking pictures, digging. Together, we are stronger. When we come together, like the trees we have planted here, we can clean the city. We can get rid of crime, but only if we do it together. And he keeps going on and on, giving this speech, and people asking questions, and he's going around, greeting children, shaking hands, kissing babies, doing all this, politician stuff. What do y'all do?
We see him?
Yeah, he's right there.
And we kill him.
We become fugitives for murdering a beloved politician.
1 shot is all it'll take.
Do we see his security detail?
Yeah, there are 2 like bouncer dudes next to him, but then there are also like, since this is a public gathering, there are police stationed around. Esther you see Javi. Javi is one of the police details here. He hasn't caught your eye. Or he hasn't seen you yet.
Where's the SUV?
What are we doing, guys? Team?
We need to lure him away from the group and get him alone. The only way I can think to do that is to threaten him and tell him he comes with us or he dies.
Oh, some good blackmail.
Yes.
That sounds like a really good way to be a good person.
We're going to have to make sure that he knows that we have something on him. Otherwise, he's not going to fall for it.
We could just say the truth and say that we know that you're the music man.
We could take out his driver, and I could just be his driver. Didn't we do? We did. I feel like we've done this before. Yeah. So we can take out his driver, wait for him to finish the event, get in the vehicle, and then y'all could be in the very back of the SUV, kind of laying down, and then just, do what we gotta do.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
I just don't want to hurt anyone. Where's a way that we can just talk to him and not kill him? Maybe send him to jail?
Ren, you don't have to be here. You can leave if you don't want to do this mission.
No, I want to be here with you guys and help you out any way that I can.
Okay.
Just don't want to kill people.
Well, some of the kids that he was manipulating, you did kill. So we're going to take this guy out.
Ren, how does that news hit you? Because that was something you did not put in any vlogs or anything.
I'm sorry, I killed kids? That doesn't sound like me.
Well, that's why I hate you. You know, in your vlog when it said, Faye hates me? That's why.
Esther and Bill are just looking at each other like kids look when they're really uncomfortable when mom and dad are fighting.
Well, I'm sorry that I killed people in the past, but that's not who I am now. I don't kill people.
Okay.
Generally good person.
So, how are we going to take the driver out?
Where are y'all right now? Where are you having this conversation at?
Just like
In the
right
SUV.
next to
Out
the
in the
security
open.
guards.
Completely out in the open.
In the SUV? Okay.
Yeah, because we pulled up to see the event.
Sure.
Does he always have the same driver? Do we know what the driver looks like? Or like we're just expecting him to be by his car?
Who did I kidnap last time?
You didn't kidnap anybody. You tricked the the limo service company into saying that like you were picking up his transportation.
Yeah.
We could speed the process along by like staging maybe like a security issue and like have him rush to his vehicle. That's where we could be waiting. Like maybe pull the fire alarm or something.
Yeah, he's outside in the open area.
So we have to
maybe chop down some trees.
We have to get rid of his current either driver or the current vehicle altogether. If we want to try to do something like that.
I'm sure I could talk to the driver and maybe see what we could figure out.
I don't think we're gonna.
I don't think that's a good idea.
How about let me call? I'm gonna try calling the limo service.
You just know Pip Hamill's
go for it.
limo number?
It's a limo service. You looked it up last time when you were more helpful than you are right now. Okay.
Ren is just getting pummeled.
Ren could literally not do anything right. Like, he looks up the thing, it's like, you should look that up faster. And it's like, he doesn't look it up. It's like, why didn't you look it up?
So I called the number.
Is it Mercury? It picks up. Mercury Transportation's how may I help you?
Hello, yes?
Yes.
You all are in charge of my boss Pip Hamill's service, aren't you?
No, I am regretful to say last year we had a fiasco where it seems like somebody hijacked Mr. Hamill's transportation on the day he was the assassination attempt. I'm sure you heard about it. It was all on the TV. But he since has stopped using us so much and has gone to a private provider.
Well, this was a very unhelpful conversation.
I'm very sorry. Please give our deepest condolences to Mr. Hamill. If he would like to use our transportation services again, we would love to have him, and there are some different discounts we could talk about to provide him the best possible opportunity with our company.
Wait a second.
You're a jerk. Okay,
Same trick does not work twice.
That makes sense, though. All right, well, we're going to have to do it. We're going to have to do this a different way. Let's go look at his car.
Esther pulls out her phone and sends a text.
Oh.
Okay. To
Javi.
Okay. What does it say?
What do you know about the transportation for Pip Hamill today?
Are you looking at him when you send the text?
From the inside of the SUV?
Get closer to the mic.
From the inside of the SUV?
I assume you haven't left yet.
Yes.
Okay. You wait a few seconds. See him straighten up suddenly, reaches into his pocket, pulls something out. You even from this distance, you see his eyes roll on his head, and he like starts looking around like on rooftops and like starts looking into the crowd.
I text a second message. I'm not on a rooftop, genius.
He texts, "Where are you?"
Answer my question.
He is okay, you get a text back. Don't know too much about it. Private transportation provider, comes with security. Don't know the name of never heard of this company before.
Where is the vehicle?
And you see him from across the way. He just shrugs, exasperate, and he texts back.
I text him back before he texts me back. You don't have any idea where it's at?
Before you even finish that, you get the separate text, don't, and then you send that text, and then the text comes after it, no.
I'm out.
I mean, surely there's not that many limos hiding around this place with security details around them.
I mean, we could just tail him. Because I really wouldn't like to get into an all-out brawl in the middle of a crowded tree planting.
I've got these like scanner goggles. Maybe I could look for some limo.
It's so funny, like Ren discovering all these things he has. It's like, hey, I have scanner vision. Like, I like to imagine like he's just like, oh man, and he like puts his hand on the side of his head and he like taps his goggles accidentally, and like all these just things appear, and he's like, I have scanner goggles. So, Ren, what are you doing?
I could like scan to see where the limo is. Isn't that cool?
Is that how the scanner goggles work? You can type in limo?
Well, no. I mean, I just look for a lot of people around a limo. But I could see it more clearer
we do that
than
without a scanner vision?
But I could see it clearer than other humans can.
Can we just see a limo somewhere? Did we ever?
We just look next to us, and the limo's parked right there the whole time we've been talking.
Yeah, pretty much. You look. There's no limo here. You see different white vans from different stations, some different cars and things. I mean, this is a public park, and so like there's regular people cars parked, and then there's like
there's regular people cars.
There's police cars parked around like the perimeter of the park. You remember watching the news a few nights ago, and they were talking about, you know, how heated this mayoral debate, or how heated this mayoral run is getting. The assassination attempt against Pip Hamill, the attacks and bombings that have targeted Mayor Corrallo's businesses and associates and himself. And so a request was put in for more of a police presence at each public gathering and police details for Pip and for Mayor Corallo. And it seems like Pip Hamill has even gone further than that and got his own personal bodyguards.
Does Pip Hamill have any family?
That
You
would
about
be
to straight up take his kids hostage?
that would be a investigate roll.
That's some deep shit.
If would you have a way to look that up right now?
I mean, wouldn't it be on Google? Like if any families were at
Yeah, he's
like
a public-
any
he's a
yeah,
public
he's
figure.
a public figure. Wouldn't we like see that on the news or something?
He would show his family for ratings and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Faye, why don't you go ahead and roll investigate?
Okay.
See what you can find out.
All my investigate stuff is gone.
Did you burn them?
Oh yeah, so
they were all part of my theme.
yeah, Tessa resolved the identity of one of her themes, and so that theme is gone. And it was her one related to her Robin Hood theme.
That some cleaning people may show up at some point, so she'll get freaked out.
Okay, so just +0.
Yep.
I have no idea what they do.
7.
7. So what's your question?
Does he have any family members?
He does. He has a mother and a father in the city,
But no wife or kids?
none that are listed.
Elderly.
I like that we both have the same reaction.
I mean, I feel like if we tell him we know who he is, he's going to feel threatened. And
Who do you think you are?
we could just walk up and like shake his hand and say,
Coming around something.
well, he's not gonna like try to kill us in the middle of a crowd of people either.
I thought about that too, but then I also thought that if we like set up a time to go meet him, he would bring people.
Oh yeah,
That should have all been a character.
He's gonna bring people. But what if we have more people? What if we like use Esther's relationship with Javi to set up like a police sting?
From what I understand, he's the music man, and he has a lot of people.
Or what if we use the mafia as a means to an end and tell them, hey, we know who's sending people to destroy all your shit. It's this Pip Hamill guy, and we can prove it.
And the mafia aren't really good people.
His competitor, what's his name?
Nobody's good people.
What's his name? The guy he's running against?
Mayor Corallo.
Nobody's
We could talk-
freaking good, Ren.
We could talk to Mayor Corallo.
Everybody's bad.
Could we have Ren try to look up his address and then we could just show up at his house?
You know what?
If he's hired security, that won't maybe work.
I think I'm just gonna have to call on my father's old ties.
Yeah? What does that mean?
I don't know exactly.
What's the price we'll have to pay for that?
I don't know. But it's our only option at this point.
All right, go for it.
So, do I know how to use that? Like, I don't know how to use this coin.
Do you have it with you?
Always.
Okay, you take it out, and it is a misshapen coin. Was not pressed in any sort of modern day mint. It is ancient, old world, with writing on it that you do not know how to read, with a figure on it that you don't know who it is. But you take this out. What do you do with it?
I was just gonna, like, rub it.
Okay. You rub it. You hold it in between your fingers. Do you say anything? Do you think anything?
I think about what my father would do in this situation.
Okay. And you rub it for a few minutes. Nothing happens. Esther, in exasperation, you just like fling out your hands, and all of you see the coin's not there anymore. All of a sudden, where you are, a stretch limo appears. Pulls out in front of where you're parked. The door opens.
I get out of the SUV.
Okay. Esther gets out of the SUV.
Bye, guys. See you later. I'm dead.
I jump out too.
Okay.
Yeah, we follow her.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm with Esther.
All four of you get out of the SUV. You all walk towards the limo. Esther goes in first. Then Faye.
Mm-hmm.
Bill, then Ren. Very spacious, lots of room. Nobody's in there. You sit down. The door closes without anybody touching it. The limo drives off. I need everybody to leave the room except for Esther.
It's gonna be really bad. I'm gonna die.
Hello, friends, and welcome to episode 56 of Misconceptions. I'm your host, David White, and I hope that you are enjoying this finale episode of Season 2. We still have quite a bit left of the finale episode, and I won't give you any spoilers or anything, but a few things. I hope you're a fan of techno, because, Ren, and, Season 2 ends on a pretty big cliffhanger, and you're going to have to wait until Season 3 to find out what happens to the crew after that. As for the release date of Season 3, we do not have anything set in stone yet. So I'm not going to comment and, make a prediction about when that first episode of Season 3 will come out. We have already started planning our next few recording sessions. But if you would like to know, first thing, when Season 3, Episode 1 will drop, go subscribe to us on Facebook and Twitter. That'll be the first place I announce the release date of Season 3. So if you would like to know when that's coming out, instead of just waiting for your RSS feed to update, why don't you go ahead, subscribe to us on Facebook and Twitter so you can get the first minute notification of Season 3's release date. And we had quite a few technical difficulties with this recording session, and of course, even with the audio fixed, we still ran into a technical issue with this episode that was kind of out of our hands. The place we were recording in, we had been recording in all day. It was summer, it was super hot, and the AC was hella loud. So we turned it off kind of all day, and in between sessions we would turn it on to cool off. Well, while we were recording just the last bit of this episode, the cleaning crew showed up and turned on the AC, so there is a thunderous roar in the background for kind of the end of this episode, and then miraculously it cuts off right at the end, right when we get to the big cliffhanger moment. So there's a few minutes where there's a very loud AC in the background, and I apologize for that. I think whenever we go back to Austin to record again, one, I'm going to make sure I record through our recording equipment and not just my laptop, but two, I don't think we will be recording there, because that AC was very loud. And we'll work it out. I'm getting distracted. We'll just work it out and figure it out. You probably want to get back to Season 2 and not listen to me. But we do have a new Patreon shout out to Will Mendoza. Will, thank you so much for supporting us on Patreon, and I hope that you are doing awesome, influential things with your life. And the reason I say that is because you just have this, you have a famous person named Will Mendoza. Do you see how it just rolls off? Will Mendoza. Oh yeah, I saw that movie. It had Will Mendoza in it. He was a great Batman. So Will Mendoza, you have a celebrity name, and I hope that people know your name and appreciate you because you're an awesome person. So thank you so much for supporting us on Patreon. Well, I'll see you at the end of the show for a little wrap up, and then I'll see you again in Season 3. Before I go though, the geek out during the credits session, of course, with the end of a season, we create a whole long geek out after the season session. and that will be releasing at the same time as this episode. So if you would like to listen to us geek out, talk about this season, level up our characters just like a normal geek out session, it's not going to be at the end of this episode. It'll be a completely separate episode, about an hour and 30 minutes is how long that is. So once you're done with this episode, hop on over there to hear us talk about what the heck just happened in this episode. But there's a lot of good stuff still coming. What's going to happen to Esther? What's going to happen to Pip? And what the heck is going to happen at the end of season 2? Well, guess we'll just have to keep listening to find out. But let's get back to that episode.
Esther, you and your friends are in the car.
I unwrapped it like a chocolate coin. That's what I should have said.
Should have. Oh, it was chocolate this whole time.
Coin.
It is horribly melted. No, Esther,
Like the candy bar
you're
in our
in the
car
car
right
with your friends. It's driving. The windows are tinted, so it's kind of dark in here. And then it just starts to circle the park. Just going around in circles. But as it goes, you have this sensation of like driving at night and like you're passing under lights. You know what I mean? Like the light passes through and it's dark. Light passes through and it's dark. Light passes through and it's dark. And when the light is there, your friends are there and it's dark. The light is there, your friends are there. It's dark. You're alone. The lights are there, your friends are there, and it's dark. The lights are there, your friends are gone. It's dark. The lights are there, you're no longer alone. It's dark. The lights are there. Carmine Giuseppe sits across the limo from you. His arms stretched out on the car seat. His leg crossed casually. Yes, Miss Black.
I didn't know who else to come to.
You came to a friend. A friend of your father's.
But at what cost?
That can be discussed later. What do you need, daughter of Mordecai Black?
We know something about Pip Hamill. He's not who he says he is. We can't allow him to continue to do what he's doing.
So what do you want from me, Esther?
We have to stop him. And I don't know what it will take to stop him.
This is a one-time favor. That coin's gone, you used it. Is this what you want? I know your father. I know you're asking questions about him. I know there was a hunger inside of you to know more about your dad.
Well, what would he do in this situation?
Do you really want to know? We know about Pip Hamill. We also know he's small fish. There's something bigger going on in the city, and Pip Hamill's just a small piece of it.
Yeah, but all those children.
What about them? We never cross that line. We never target family, kids. We don't do that. There's no honor in it. If that's a game Pip Hamill wants to play, so be it, but I'm not gonna stop him. So what do you want, Esther Black? What is your deepest desire? Because I am the fulfiller of material things. I am the quest for wealth. I am that greedy hunger that keeps you coming back for more. Some would say I've been god of this country longer than... He looks up through the sunroof. Looks back at you. Others.
Esther rolls her eyes at that. I'm already regretting this decision. We have to stop Pip Hamill.
Is that what you want?
Is this the only opportunity I have to find out about my father? Does nobody else know?
This is the only time you're gonna get a favor from me. You know, with the cabal running around doing their shit, I still run this city. I'm still king.
Why would the king of this city owe my father a favor?
Is that what you really want, Esther Black? To know about your dad? Or to have Pip Hamill snuffed?
Will knowing about my dad give me what I need to get rid of Pip Hamill myself?
He points at you. You got a gun? You take care of Pip Hamill. Anybody with a gun, good. He's just a man.
I'm gonna let down the whole team.
And who the fuck cares about them? I'll tell you this much, Esther, for free. Your dad didn't care about his team.
Look where that got him. He's dead.
Yeah. And he died a good man. If you want Pip Hamill snuffed out, I'll put in the order right now.
Out of character. I feel like Javi may have answers about my father that he hasn't given me yet.
Sure. You also have another name you haven't looked into. Lena. So basically what I'm asking you here is mechanically, do you get what you want about Pip Hamill and take a crack in your dad theme?
I know.
Or do you learn more about your dad?
We're trying to find out if I'm as loyal as Bill was last season.
If you want to look at it like that, sure.
If I'm completely true to who Esther is, do I take out Pip or do I find out about my father? At the beginning of the game, I would have found out about my father, no questions asked. I wouldn't have even thought twice about the team.
But now?
But now it's the team.
What do you want, Esther Black?
Take out Pip.
Yes, ma'am. The light passes through. It's dark. The light passes through. Carmine is gone. It's dark. The light passes through. Your friends are sitting next to you. It's dark. The lights come back on. So as I said, you got in the car, or you got in the limousine, and it just starts to drive. Turns the corner, goes around the park, gets to the other corner, turns, keeps going around the park, turns the corner, goes around the park, turns the corner, comes back, hits a little bump, and then comes to rest right in front of your SUV. Door opens.
Are all four of us still in the
Yeah,
limo?
was Esther here the whole time?
It was a very eerie, silent drive. Esther's still here. She didn't pass out or anything. Her eyes were open, blinking.
Well, that was weird. I get out of the I get out of the limo.
Okay, Rin's out.
Do I notice anything outside?
No, the crowd's still there. Pip is still giving his speech, talking to people. There's different people doing different things, asking him questions. I will say, I forgot to mention this, that his arm is in a sling, and he's like propping up that shoulder he got shot in. Faye, you know, kind of with your healing, like, that should already be fine, but obviously he's milking it.
Mm-hmm.
Ladies first. I'm just gonna like gesture to the door.
Esther, do you have any sort of reaction or anything?
No, she's pretty blank.
Okay. Esther, do you get out?
I do.
Okay. Esther gets out.
I follow.
I follow.
Okay.
So that was a weird ride.
The car door creaks shut, and the limousine pulls away. Turns a corner, goes out of sight.
Anyone else incredibly confused?
Yeah, that was weird. What happened?
It's taken care of.
What's taken care of, Esther?
It's taken care of.
So we can just go on home?
We can do whatever we want.
Are you going to talk about it? Do we need to talk about it in the SUV?
There's nothing to talk about.
Esther, you turn and look out at the crowd, as all of you do, because you're like, what just happened? Esther, you see Javi's phone ring. He looks at it, suddenly gets very straight. Looks around again nervously, turns his back and talks on the phone for a little bit. He turns back, closes it, his whole demeanor's changed. He starts walking. Walks across the park. See him walk past some of the people in the crowd. Walks over to Pip. And you see he places a hand on Pip's shoulder. And Pip turns around and you hear his booming voice echo out. One of the city's finest, ladies and gentlemen. And he like puts his mouth next to Javi's ear and like talks. And Javi smiles. Detective Esposito. There's a nice round of applause. And then all of a sudden, a gunshot rings out from the park. You see Pip Hamill double over, holding his stomach. Javi takes a few steps back. Bodyguards tackle Javi, force him to the ground, shove his face in the dirt. Other guards come and grab Pip Hamill and start dragging him away. As you see him dragged away, you see blood gushing out of his gut between his fingers. Deacon Smith is running after him, screaming, "Help, help, 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 not again, please, not again!" They drag him away. You see Javi lifted to his feet. Now police are over. This mass confusion, mass hysteria. Everybody's wondering what is going on. You see Javi handcuffed, taken to a car, pushed inside the car, and the car door shuts and he's driven away. You see an unmarked black SUV swing around the corner. The door flies open. The bodyguards, not too gently but very quickly, run with him into the SUV, close it, and it takes off. What do y'all do?
We jump in the SUV and follow the SUV.
Ren jumps in the SUV. What does everybody else do?
Come on, guys, let's follow Pip.
I'm still staring in the direction that they took Javi.
Is he dead, Esther? Is Pip dead?
He's supposed to be.
Come on, guys, they're getting away. Why don't we follow Pip Hamill to see what happens to him?
Let's go get Javi. I'm gonna call a cloud down. I'll follow him. I'll tell you where you're going, and I'm gonna like go after.
Okay.
The vehicle.
So you book it after Pip?
No.
Oh, you book it after Javi.
Yeah.
Are the rest of you following Pip's SUV? I mean, I guess if Bill is going after Javi, then we may as well.
Okay.
All right, Ren. Step on it.
Okay, Ren peels out. We'll deal with Bill following Javi's in the police car first. You follow it for a few blocks. It's obviously heading towards the precinct. You hear the screech of tires. a black SUV pulls out in front of the police car, stopping it suddenly. And from your vantage point, you can see it coming before the people in the car do. Another black SUV comes down, or a garbage truck comes down this road, runs straight into the police car, knocking it to its side, knocking it onto the sidewalk where these people are walking, and they scatter and scream and run away. People in body armor with helmets and assault rifles pour out. With this Jaws of Life contraption, they like open the door, and you see Javi, bloodied, cuts on his face, but still alive, pulled out, taken into the black SUV, and then it pulls out and pulls away. You keep following?
Yeah.
Okay. It goes uptown to a brownstone apartment. Very quickly, you see these people get out, and you see Javi is no longer in cuffs. He's no longer in his police uniform. The people that are in body armor no longer in their police uniforms. Normal street clothes. They quickly run up the steps of this building, open the door, duck inside and close it, and the SUV peels off. Just as more police cars pull around the corner, see that SUV, and chase after it. The rest of you. You are following Pip Hamill's SUV. It is swerving in and out of traffic wildly. And then you're following, swerving as best you can. I won't make you roll anything. But you get to kind of these nicer townhouses. And you're like, why are they not going to a hospital? The door kicks open and you see Pip Hamill dragged out. He's saying something to his bodyguards, but you can't hear it. Rather than go up the steps to this building, they turn the corner and go into an alleyway. What do y'all do?
We're gonna follow, or I'm gonna follow him.
Yeah, I go too.
I'll follow.
Okay. Y'all rush by. You kind of check the SUV to see if anybody's in there. There's nobody in there. They all went with Pip. Deacon was left at the park. You go into this alleyway. Rin, I assume you're going first?
Yeah.
Okay. You kind of peek in. It's empty. However, in the middle, there is a manhole that is scooted over to the side, and there is a sewage drain that leads into the depths of the city.
All right, let's follow him into the tunnels, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Speak over the communicators. I think Javi's safe. Where are y'all?
We're going underground. That's where Pip Hamill went.
Where? Like...
I send him our location.
Alright, I'm coming.
Okay. Bill gets there quickly enough. You're all grouped up. You go into the sewer. Okay. You get into the sewer. It's dark.
How did we find the arrows last time? Did they glow? Did we shine something on them?
It was infrared. It was Rin's scanner goggles.
Oh, I have scanner vision. That's right. I click it on.
Okay. Rin, very easily you pick up a trail of blood snaking through the sewage.
Or we could follow the blood.
Great.
This way.
Sprinting, you rush forward. Following the curving, twisting tunnels of the sewer, you work your way back to Wonderland. As you follow the trail of blood, you realize you are soon on the same path that leads you to Wonderland. But as you get closer to where you remember the entrance to Wonderland being, you do not hear a thumping bass. There is no roar of dozens of children at play. You step into the giant basin, and you find it empty. No one is here. Trash lays littered on the floor. Bedrolls and sheets lay trampled and discarded. The graffitied bus is as it was, and so too the construction scaffolding turned into a jungle gym. But there's no kids to occupy them. The whole cavernous room is eerily quiet, save for a distant echoing drip of water. You look around the room. Pip Hamill is not here.
Where did the blood go?
I'll check my scanner goggles. Do I see blood anywhere?
You follow the blood. It leads down to kind of the middle of the basin. And then it just disappears.
I look up.
You look up. There's a brick ceiling above you.
Is there like water in this basin? Or sewage,
It's damp. It's like, but it's not like ankle deep or anything. It's just like soaked in between the rocks. But it's not. There's no like standing water or anything.
Could you have gone through a portal?
I was wondering that too. Do you have the domino?
Yeah. Essa, do you know something?
He could have gone through a portal.
Alright, I'm gonna rub the domino.
Okay. As you rub it, doesn't activate. You rub it again. Doesn't activate. Suddenly a voice fills the cavern.
You have been more than a thorn in my side than I thought.
You turn to see the familiar robes and red hood and demon mask of the wizard. They continue to speak.
After you killed Jeremiah, I had hoped that you four would fade off into nothingness. Now Jacoby and Pip, you are throwing a wrench in our plans, and my employer can stand it no longer.
From a separate entrance tunnel, you hear steps, and turn to see the wolf-masked man appear.
You've tested my homunculus before, but I've made improvements and additions. You have not made very many friends since you came to the city.
From another entrance, you turn and you see Jesse step into view. A coiling serpentine dragon is already drifting from the tattoos on her arm.
And finally, it seems my hand is needed to deal with this problem.
A circle of glowing runes appears at the wizard's feet and lifts them into the air.
So, self-proclaimed heroes of this city, do you have anything left to say before you and your whole investigation is buried here beneath the city you sought to save?
Go to hell.
As soon as you say that, Faye, with a snarl, the wolf-masked man sprints down the basin towards you. With a scream of rage, Bill! Jessie starts charging the dragon tattoo, coiling off of her, reaching for you. They charge at you, and the wizard floats above it all, a indifferent look on their mask. What do y'all do?
I pull out my gun and shoot at the wolfman was charging Faye. I'm gonna shoot at the wolfman.
Okay. Is this a hit with all you've got, or go toe-to-toe? Are you wanting to keep him from getting to Faye, or are you wanting to hurt him?
I'm wanting to do both of those things.
So go toe-to-toe.
Okay.
Okay.
8. I want him to be dead.
So you want to give him a status. Okay. So you hit him with a status. It clinks off of his armor, so it reduces it by 1. But you hit him with a 1 status. What do you want this status to be called?
I would come up with something clever, but I'm not good at that, so shot up.
Okay. You shoot him and he kind of twists from the impact, and as he twists, almost seamlessly, he grabs a gun from his holster, levels it at you, and shoots. Roll a face danger against a broken 4 status.
Good gosh.
I'm gonna use...
The wizard did say they had made improvements.
Daddy's Fighter.
Okay.
And I guess I can't really use react before it happens.
Okay.
So just just...
You could use react before it happens.
Okay, so then I'll use both of those.
Okay, Daddy's fighter, react before it happens. Really?
No.
What'd you roll?
I rolled a 3, so 5.
So you take a 4 status. So step up your injured 1 to injured 4. Esther, you trade the shot. It glances off his armor seamlessly. He returns his shot, and it just...
I should have used my armor.
You should have. I don't know why you didn't.
Oh, wow.
It buries into your stomach, and all of you watch in horror as Esther doubles over from this gut shot. You can already see the blood seeping through her fingers from the wound.
Now, do you think I love you?
What else?
I'm going to run over to the stage.
Okay. What stage?
Like the stage where like they did all the music and stuff.
Okay.
Because aren't we in the cavern?
Yes.
So I'm going to run over there and I'm going to do a change the game.
Okay.
And I'm going to like plant a virus into the system that where the lights and like the music, the EDM music affects, like the goal is to create a prolonging effect where it affects our enemies.
Okay, so you're wanting to change game. You're wanting to take control of the
of like the
sound system and the lights.
Yeah, the sound system and the lights.
Okay. So you want to roll change the game? Do you want to burn a tag to do this, or do you want to just roll?
I'll go ahead and burn a tag to do this.
Okay, which tag are you burning?
Planting a virus.
Which one is that? Like, what tag does that go with?
Hacktivist.
I think since you are specifically using your powers on this, it needs to be something from your mythos.
Okay, so probably everything is binary.
From your mythos?
Yeah.
Okay, so go ahead and burn that. And you you get a success of 10 plus, and you have 3 juice to spend.
So the story tag is going to be EDM party.
Okay.
I'm going to prolong the effect.
Mm-hmm.
And like I want it to affect like all the targets, like the Wolfman, the Wizard, and Jesse.
Okay, so create a store tag, scale up the effect, and prolong the effect. So it will go on as long as you maintain it, and everyone can apply it to their rolls against them. So go ahead and put it down.
So would it be a +2? Since
No, it's a +1, but you can use it repeatedly, and it can be used against everyone. Well, all of the villains. So Rin, what does this look like?
So I run over to the sound stage and grab my laptop out of my backpack, plug it into the sound system, and immediately like push up all the bars, and all the lights start going, and I pan the lights over to where Jesse, the Wizard, and the Wolf Mask are, and just have the lights like following them. And so the lights are like following them, and so they're continually blinding them.
Nice. So basically the fight starts and Rin starts doing his best dead mouse impression.
Yes.
Okay. Sick. And we now have a very nice soundtrack for this fight. What's everybody else doing?
I'm conflicted in that I don't know if my character would know. I want to do something, but it's because I've played games like this a lot. Like, I want to go after the floating mage that has runes in the air, because those runes are probably doing something that's detrimental to us. But also, like, I don't know if Bill would know that. But would I have some kind of knowledge of ancient magics because of my mythoi?
Your mythoi is more related to the divine, and this is more related to the arcane. To put it in D&D terms, you are a cleric. You don't know anything about wizards' arcane magic.
Okay. But I do know that magic is not great.
Sure.
Because, like, I'd probably want to hit Jesse.
She's charging right at you.
But you want me to hit Jesse.
Which makes me not want to hit Jesse.
Which makes me not want to hit Jesse.
But that would also, he would know that you wouldn't want to hit Jesse.
Oh my gosh.
Uncle Jesse is the worst. All right, Ren, take that boat out of the sky, and then I'm going to charge it, Jesse.
Okay.
I'm going to destroy her.
As you charge toward her, you see her eyes light up. This is exactly what she wanted. What do you do?
This is not what she wanted.
It's what she thinks she wants.
Yeah. I am going to, like, as I'm sprinting at her, I'm crafting a shield. I'm making a sword.
Mm-hmm.
Jesse reminds me of Jeremiah, and that reminds me of my family. And so I think I'm going to add in family ties.
Sure.
And so I'm going to hit her with all I've got.
Feels you.
So I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to do it.
Okay. Hit with all you've got?
Yeah.
Okay.
With a +3, I take a -1 for the injury.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And also she has a stored tag called Defensive Maneuvers of -1. So add a -1 to your roll.
Okay. I'm going to use the EDM party to say she's a little bit off her game.
Sure.
So I'm at
That's what it's there for.
I'm at a +2.
Okay.
That's a 10.
Okay. So on a 10+, you hit her with tier equals a power, and what do you do?
I'm going to secure a superior position. I'm going to get them good.
So you
I would say I
get
get many of them, but like I don't see how that's possible with this spread.
Yeah, because you're
more of an
focusing
AoE
just
thing.
on you're focused just on Jesse.
Yeah.
She's charging you, the dragon flaring off of her. You're charging at her, your tattoos coming to life.
As I see her charge me, like I grin a little bit, and then my face turns deadly serious. The shine goes out of my eyes a little bit, and I just sprint towards her. I don't say a word. I don't even breathe harder because I'm running. I just sprint straight towards her and like bash her with the shield. And as I'm bashing her, like I'm gonna like slice at her ankles with the sword and just push her onto the ground, just slam her down and just stare at her.
Okay.
And that's...
So we have like this epic shot from far away as Jesse's running from one side of the screen. Bill is running from the other side of the screen, and like the camera's getting closer and closer and closer to their impact. And then Bill just boom, runs into the shield. Jesse just flies down. You hear something snap, and she does not get up. Who's next?
So, the wizard has what with him? You've said it a couple times, and I haven't understood you.
He's like on a floating platform.
Right, but what are the things?
Runes?
Runes. Yeah, like arcane, like magic lettering.
They usually do spells and things like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
Nerd culture?
Okay, I want to burn a tag. And I really hope you're going to let me do this.
Okay.
I want to burn my plant growth tag since he's up at the top of the sewers, and I want to get all of the roots to come down and just like completely wrap him and like hold him up to that sewer.
Like he's duct taped to the wall kind of thing?
Yeah. And completely accessible to us.
Okay. So you like, what does it look like?
So you start to see like the concrete kind of crumble, and maybe there's some like rocks that fall down. And then all of these roots just start bursting through, kind of like how it was when we were on the island, but they are like actually moving this time instead of like just like meh. And so they burst through, and some go above the wizard, some go below, and they like completely wrap him up and hold him there, and I have complete control of like where they move.
Okay, so these vines and tree roots burst through, wrap around the wizard and bind them, and does it like pull them up towards the roof of the cavern?
Yeah, just for stability.
Okay, so it like grabs them and you hear the groaning noise of the wizard being contracted against the wall. So go ahead. What did you...
I burned plant growth.
Oh yeah, so change the game, I assume. What kind of status are you giving them? So you got 3 juice. And you rolled a 10+.
So status of bound up, prolong the effect, and scale up.
Okay. So bound up 2 status?
Yep.
Could I see a status card? And as you do that, the runes underneath their, like the platform they're standing on disappears, but then with their hands and fingers, they start to trace runes, and you hear them whispering in some language you have no idea what it is. Bill, you're standing over Jesse like... All of a sudden, Jesse stands back up. And then behind you, you hear steps. There's another Jesse. You turn to your left, there's a third Jesse. You have a Jesse on either side of you.
Kill the wizard.
Faye's gonna yell over everything. Esther! Shoot him!
Esther raises her gun and takes a shot at the wizard.
Okay.
I want to give you...
But I can't use the same stuff.
I want to give you a help point and say that I, like, run over and, like, help you steady to aim.
Okay. So... I'm going to use her help point.
Okay.
Can I use my gun? I mean...
Sure.
I'm going to use my
So
gun.
the gun, help point.
EDM.
The EDM party, maybe? But
Sure. +3.
And then... I guess hers didn't give him a stat. I mean... It wasn't something I can use. The fact that he's tied up and not moving.
You could use that. So a
that's
+2.
4?
Mm-hmm. So rolling with a +4.
Surely. 11.
So you rolled a 10+, so you get to pick 2. Oh, and you're automatically hitting them with a tier 4 status?
Good gosh.
I want to step it up. Like, I want to get him good.
Okay.
And I'm choosing how many now? 2?
2. So you got one more.
Maybe secure a superior position
Okay.
to get me out of harm's way. Hopefully.
Okay. So you level your gun, you shoot, and the bullet hits, sinks past the wizard's armor, penetrating them. Did they turn on the AC? From where you are, you can see the crimson start to fall down from the ceiling. You definitely hit them, and you dealt a lot. But as you hit, you hear the wizard shout, "Brother, get them!" And then the wolf turns to you and sprints.
But
everybody
I
else do
secured a superior position, so I'm hidden. No, I'm just kidding.
against the wizard?
So, like, I hear that, see the wolf coming. I step in between Esther and the wolf. And can I attack, or am I facing danger?
You can. Do you want to hurt him or keep him from getting to Esther?
Both.
You go toe to toe.
Okay. So I'm going to whip out, like, you see Faye reach back, grab something, and then suddenly this, like, long staff appears in her hand, that has, like, vines wrapped around it and such, and then she takes a swing at him as he's coming to try to, like, knock him down before he gets to Esther. So I'm going to add my extendable staff thing, and I think that's the only...
And EDM.
And EDM, so +2.
Okay.
9.
9, so you go toe to toe. On a 7 through 9, you do 1. Achieve your goal, prevent them from getting to Esther. Get them good, which is give them a status, or block, dodge, or counter their best attempts to get you.
So I'm just gonna say I knock him down, so I achieve my goal,
You achieve your goal.
so that he can't get to Esther.
So you step in front of him. This decorated pole with vines, flowers, streamers appears in your hand. You twirl it expertly and you come across your chest with it. He ducks underneath it. And as he comes up, he is pulling a sword from his sheath and he jabs it up into you. Roll a face danger against a /3 status.
Okay. I'm gonna say, since I already have my staff in my hand, I attempt to, like, knock it down and, like, hit his sword.
Okay.
So just a +1.
Okay.
7.
Okay, so you take a injured 2 status, or a slashed 2. As he comes up with his sword, you swing back, catching the sword, but just a little as the tip of his sword grates against your ribs, cutting into the flesh and flings away some of the blood there.
I'm going to take away some of the lights that were focusing on Jesse and focus them on the wizard to like cause some sort of damage or like
to daze them or something.
To daze them or cause some sort of effect.
Okay.
I don't know if this would be change the game or
it might be change the game.
Okay.
So go ahead and you're rolling with a +1.
Yeah. Using my high-tech laptop, and I feel like technopathy would be good with this one. 8.
8, so you get 2 juice.
Create a story tag, or sorry, give them a status. That's what I want.
Yeah, because dazed would be a status. So you spend 1 juice to give them a status.
Do I have another juice?
You do have another juice.
Could I do another juice to give them a dazed 2?
Yep. So you step that up to a dazed 2. So you focus all your lights on the wizard, and the wizard's like twisting and turning and fidgeting. And then you hear them say, "Enough!" Their fingers trace something, and from the middle of the room, you hear a thunderclap. That familiar swirling sound appears, and this hole, no bigger than a quarter, grows and grows and grows. And all the things in there fall in, the sleeping bags, the bricks, everything is encompassing. Esther and Faye, you fall in. Rin, you fall in. Bill and the 3 Jessies around you fall in. The wolf falls in. It encompasses all this, and it lifts up. It also encases the wizard. You are all floating in this negative space you know so well, the mist swirling around you. And then you're suddenly on land. On ground that is similar to that meeting room you found, although there's no walls. There's no chairs. It's just the bricks. And you hear the voice.
It is not enough for us to defeat you physically. We must also destroy everything about you. You have been busy inserting yourself into so many of the going-ons in the city. You've left a trail of breadcrumbs behind you, and until now, no one has seen it except for me. But I am about to show everyone where your trail leads to.
And then from the darkness, a TV appears. It's a news report. It talks about the shooting a couple of months ago in a pizzeria. There's a break in the case. The identities of the shooters have been made known. Rin and Bill, your faces appear on the screen. Another TV shows up on the other side, talking about the murder of beloved G.A. Marcus Malcolm. With suspects that have come to light, your 4 faces appear. Another channel, the water treatment plant explosion. Another channel, a man named Bill who is employed by Jeremiah, a crime lord. Another screen, Esther Black, who owns a bar downtown, and her father's connection to the mafia. Another screen, footage of 4 people molesting a local business owner named Mr. Smalls out in the street in front of his business. Another screen, evidence of some fight downtown, a destroyed home, a car that wrecked into the side of a building, the body of a man left dead. And finally, The explosion of a construction project downtown. Dead children. Dead workers left in its wake. On all of these screens, your faces appear with the words "wanted" underneath it. The news anchors continue and start to speculate. Could these people be connected to the assassination of Pip Hamill? Could these people be behind the recent string of missing children? Could these people be responsible? The list goes on and on and on. The wizard appears in front of you, doubled over, clutching their side where they had been shot.
I watched you. I tried to find another way to do this, but you left me no choice.
The wizard lifts up and unhinges the mask from their face. It lifts down, and this black ebony hair billows out from behind the mask and falls down. You see a pale porcelain face of a media darling. Linda Lockwood looks at you, blood eking from the corner of her lips.
I tried to do this another way. I hoped that you would just target the Mafia and take them out for us. But you can't make anything easy, you sons of bitches. Now we got you. The whole city knows what you've been up to. There's nowhere you can run. My employer's plans will come to fruition.
And you see a tear eke out of the corner of Linda Lockwood's usually stoic face.
I'll see my brother again. But the rest of you, you can go to hell.
There's another thunderclap. The mist is gone. You're standing in the street, the alleyway actually, where you entered pursuing Pip Hamill. In the distance, you hear police sirens going off, and you know they're looking for you. You all take a Wanted 5 status, from which you cannot face danger. And as the camera zooms out on the four of you staring at each other, police sirens blaring, the most wanted people in the city, that is where we end Season 2.
Thank you for listening to Season 2 of Misconceptions. If you would like to know when Season 3 will be released, please go to our Facebook and Twitter and subscribe to those so you can get up-to-date information about the release date and behind-the-scenes pictures and videos from the cast and crew. Once you're done listening to this episode, don't forget to check out our Geek Out After Season 2 episode that dropped at the same time as this episode. There you can hear us talk about all of Season 2, this episode in particular, level up our characters, and make predictions for what we think Season 3 will be about. This show is wholly supported by the generous support of our patrons on Patreon. If you would like to support us monetarily, please click on the link below and give at any amount you can. Every amount is appreciated. City of Mist is an RPG created by Son of Oak. You can find more of their products at sonofoak.com. The Misconceptions theme music was composed by Aaron Wharton, and you can find more of his music at aaronwharton.net. And that is it for Season 2 of Misconceptions. I thank you all for supporting us and listening to our show throughout this season. We will see you for Season 3. Have a good couple of months. Play games. Have fun. Love each other. And remember, keep it nerdy, y'all.